Just check any creative wrestler community creations from the last 15 years of WWE games. You'll see 15,000 Green Rangers created. What's up, Riders? It's your boy Achilles, and I'm a bit of a wrestling fan. So, with WrestleMania this week being the biggest global celebration of the sport, I wanted to show y'all, there's like 5 times that wrestling and Tokusatsu crossed over. Don't get me wrong, there are many more than this. There's some that happened this year. If you know any, comment down in the comments below. I figured Minoru Suzuki in the first episode of Revice would probably be a big one, so there you go, I gave you a freebie. But these are the 5 that pop up in my head first, so let's get to it. Number 5, Austin St. John steps in the ring. Jason Lee Scott himself, the original Red Ranger, Austin St. John, was having sort of a resurgence in the fandom about 3 years ago, doing a lot more convention loops and finding himself having more and more of a presence on YouTube and social media. Austin St. John found himself one night in April at the Belltime Club. Belltime Club was running a show at New England Fan Fest, where of course Austin St. John was a special guest because of his time on Power Rangers. The show was going fine and Austin was having a good time. That is until pro wrestler Benny Jux stepped into the ring.
Hey, take it easy with the music.
Jux grabbed a microphone and explained that these people should feel honored because there is a martial arts legend in the building tonight, himself.
Hey, who'd y'all think I was talking about, the Power Ranger?
Oh no. Well, Jux continues to spout off on the microphone and hold up the show. That is until Belltime security comes out and tries to remove him from the ring, to which Jux was not happy about. Benny starts forcefully clearing out security, and this is what makes Austin St. John stand up and basically say, back to action. The original Red Ranger challenges Benny Jux to a fight, to which Benny just absolutely wimps out on, just scurries away. And then Austin proceeds to, in wrestling terms, cut a pretty good promo.
I got your power, boy. Oh. I got your power. Oh. This is where it sits. That's why I'm the OG. You don't do this. You don't treat security like that. These boys got jobs, honest jobs. They're working. You treat them like that? Hell no, not in this house, not while I'm here.
Number 4, Kaiju Big Battle. Now, it ain't Tokusatsu if we ain't talking about Kaiju, and Kaiju Big Battle is an entire wrestling company based around old Tokusatsu Kaiju. You ever watch an old Godzilla movie and think, man, I would love to see this live? That's what Kaiju Big Battle is. It's giant monsters fighting in the ring. Sometimes the ring is filled with fake skyscrapers and such that they smash through when they wrestle. It's awesome, and Kaiju Big Battle has been running all across the US for the past 20 years. Mix the pro wrestling with Tokusatsu goodness and sprinkle in a little bit of unforgettable characters on the top like Dr. Cube, and Kaiju Big Battle is a fantastic time for everyone, and it is not hard to see why they have lasted so long. Number 3, the Lucha House Party are big Power Ranger fans. The Lucha House Party is a WWE tag team that included luchadors Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik. And when you think of luchadors, you think of cool, colorful costumes, and that's also what you think of when you think of Power Rangers or Sentai. So Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado took that to heart. They've shown off many styles of gear that are inspired by the Power Rangers themselves, whether it be Lince's epic Power Rangers Megazord gear or Gran Metalik's Gokai Silver entrance gear. It's never been a secret that Tokusatsu and wrestling have like a crossover fan base. Just check any creative wrestler community creations from the last 15 years of WWE games. You'll see 15,000 Green Rangers created. But we've gotten to the point where the wrestlers themselves grew up with Power Rangers, so it's cool to see it all just kind of come together this way. Number 2, the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi. I don't know any better way to put this. Tanahashi loves Kamen Rider. If you don't know who Tanahashi is, he's basically the modern day Hulk Hogan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And being the company's top star for the past like 20 years has granted him certain liberties, like taking time out of a live event to sing Kuga's ending theme. Tanahashi has multiple sets of gear inspired by different Kamen Riders, but the love goes both ways because on top of being included in tons of Kamen Rider projects, in 2018, Hiroshi Tanahashi got to be a henchman in Heisei Generations against Kamen Rider Ex-Aid and Kamen Rider Ghost. But as much as Tanahashi wants to be a Kamen Rider himself, he was beaten to that accomplishment by his New Japan rival, Hiroki Goto, in 2020's Kamen Rider 01 movie, Real Time. Number 1, Ultraman is a wrestler. You guys know Ultraman, right? No, see, this is the crazy part. Not that Ultraman. This Ultraman. This Ultraman's real name is Milo Ventura Chavez, and he's been wrestling as Ultraman since 1975. He started wrestling as Ultraman in 1975 in Mexico City, and I can say that like copyright laws across countries were like a gray area back then, but here's the thing. In 1979, the man wrestled 33 matches in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and just did so years after that as well. The Ultraman luchador was so popular that Milo had a huge career and even gave his son the mask, and he wrestles as Ultraman Jr. He even had his own comic book in Mexico. Don't ask me how any copyright law works. I don't know after reading all of this. Ultraman lost a mask versus mask match in September of 1987, but then just wore the mask every time he went out to Japan because people knew who that was, and eventually just started wearing the mask everywhere again, and the man wrestled until 2019. The man wrestled from 1975 to 2019 as Ultraman. If you don't know pro wrestling that well and you stuck through this entire video, that is a massive time for someone to put a beating on their body. But Milo did it, and he made lots of money as Ultraman, even having small stints in the WWF and WCW, so shout out to you, Milo. You're number 1 on this list. I swear if Subaraya ever tries to copyright strike any of my videos, I'm pointing to this man.